Well, the night my husband, Scotty, we got together, we was lying in bed, and I asked him, I said, well, why do you have to see a probation officer? He says, well, I can't tell you right now. When the time is right, I'll tell you. One night, he let it slip and said what he was in trouble for. He said, the victim lied on me and got me sent to prison. She had lied and said that I had raped her. I said, a family member told me that you was charged with it. I said, I already knew. I just wanted to see if you would be man enough to tell me. My husband, Scotty, had went to prison. He served 8.5 years. I don't believe it because he never pressured me into sex or nothing like that. During all this charge and stuff, he had lost his CDL license and he has to register, and it's just all tearing him apart. And then when he can't see his grandbabies, that's what hurts him the most. Stacy won't let him be around the grandkids alone. But now she got to where she won't let him see them at all. It makes me feel awful because he wants to see them and she won't let him. And he loves them. We all love them, but she won't let him see them. Yeah, I do. I miss having a close bond with my daughter. We're not as close as we once was. When I married him, it's just like everything's fell apart again. I believe him. I'm gonna be with him because we married each other. That's my husband. I'm gonna believe him. I'm in this until death do us part, and I'm gonna ride with him all the way out with it.
Scotty, what were you charged and convicted with, and how much time did you serve?
I was charged with second-degree rape, and I did 8 years on a 15-year sentence for a crime that I did not even commit.
No. So you were innocent?
Yes, sir.
How come they picked you to charge?
My mother had actually dated a black guy back years ago, and during this time, they wanted me and my mother out of the picture.
So, because your mom dated a black guy, I'm trying to get the story right, your mom dated a black guy, you got sent to prison.
Yes.
So you get sentenced to 15 years.
Yes.
And this 11-year-old girl you didn't touch.
No, I did not.
Did you know her?
Yes, I did.
Yeah. That's got to be terrible if you're innocent and you're in prison for 8 years. You're sentenced to 15, but you do 8 years.
Yes.
And I got to imagine it's tough when you're convicted of abusing a child.
Oh, yes, it's horrific in there. I mean, it's terrifying.
Yeah.
I've seen people killed because of this. I've seen people where they've been raped because of this in prison.
Yeah. Ugh.
And I've actually fought for my life in there as well.
I don't doubt it. And you maintain that you never did this.
Yes.
How do you find out that you're being charged with it?
I was dating this girl. She had 2 children, and we were sitting in her living room, me, her, and 2 children. We were watching a movie when she gets a knock on the door. It's DHR, Department of Human Resources. And they call her outside and talk to her first. And then they call me outside and tell me that that I was being accused of raping this girl when I knew nothing about it.
So they locked you up?
Several months afterwards, yes. My lawyer was a court-appointed lawyer. I believe that the victim and her family were in cohorts with him.
In front of the judge says, are you pleading guilty? And what'd you say?
I was not even in front of the judge.
You never saw a judge?
No, I did not.
They just threw your ass in prison?
Yes, sir.
You never saw a judge?
No, sir.
Judge didn't say, are you pleading guilty? And you didn't say, yes, Your Honor.
No, I did not.
They just took you from your cell and took you to prison?
The only time I seen a judge was during a preliminary hearing.
And you never saw him again?
No, I did not.
That'd be the first time I ever heard that happening. First time ever. Because usually the judge is making sure that you're pleading guilty. Somebody might have forged your name. That's why they do it. They say, hey, Scotty, do you plead guilty? Yes, Your Honor. Do you do it voluntarily? Has anything promised you? No, Your Honor. Okay, 15 years in prison. You're saying you never got that?
No, I did not.
Now, what state is this?
Alabama.
Oh, man, don't do that down there. So now you get out and you're a registered sex offender, right?
Yes, sir.
It's got to be tough, right?
It is.
All kind of rules and things that you can and can't do.
Right.
And supposedly at some point you weren't really allowed to be around Stacy's kids, right?
I could be around children as long as I was supervised.
Okay. And they said that you were around them by yourself?
Yes.
Okay. Were you?
For about 10 minutes.
Yeah. You ever sexually molest the kids?
No.
Yeah. But you never raped the girl you were convicted of?
No.
Okay. And Ellie's your wife?
Yes.
Where'd you meet her at?
Me and her actually met 30 years ago. We were high school sweethearts.
And then after you get out of prison, you reconnect?
Yes.
And did you tell her, hey, I went to prison for raping a girl?
I didn't at first. It took me a little time to actually tell her, which she had already knew through some family members.
Word spreads.
Yes.
So when she finds out, then you talk about it, she believed you, because you told her, I didn't do this, honey. And
right.
She believed
and
you.
She believed me.
And then you got, you know, the one thing I found interesting on the tape, you said, he never makes me or pressures me to have sex.
No, when we were dating, he never pressured me into having sex. He never pressured me into anything. He just told me, he said, when you're ready, he said, you know, let me know and we'll have sex.
What does that have to do with anything with the story?
And then when he went to telling me, you know, I didn't believe that, you know, he did anything like that because he never pressured me.
Raping an 11-year-old child.
Yes.
You know that's a little different than your situation, right?
When we were dating, I mean, I never believed that he would do nothing like that.
Why is that?
Because he didn't me. I mean, he never
but you're
tried.
a grown woman.
Yeah, well, at the time we wasn't. At the time we wasn't grown. We were children ourselves.
He never raped you as a child.
No, we did. He did not.
But I'm saying, as an adult, when he gets out of prison, you start dating.
Yes.
Okay. And what if he fails?
If he fails, I'm still not leaving him.
Because well, one, let me say it like this. If he fails, he did his time.
Yes, if he failed, to me he did his time.
It's not like we're discovering he touched.
Yes.
You knew going in, getting married,
Yes.
I'm marrying a registered sex offender.
Yes.
I love the registered sex offender.
Yes.
My wife called the show because her stepfather was charged with rape. He spent 8 years in prison. I've only known him for a few months. I haven't seen any questionable behavior that made me think that he would do such a thing. And my kids, they love him to death. They call him Papa. Every time he has to leave, they cry, they throw a fit, and it breaks my heart seeing that. And much as it hurts me, I can't let them be around him until I know the truth. Me or my wife asked my oldest one if he's ever touched him. She says no, but we've had him tested just to make sure that he didn't. And if he fails for touching either one of my kids, then I don't ever want to see him again. I don't want any of my family to see him. Sometimes the grandmother wants to come get the kids, and we have to make sure that he is supervised around them at all times. And it's affecting my wife and her mother's relationship severely. They get into it, and it hurts both of them. Until I know he passes his test, he cannot be around my kids.
Did you know he was a convicted rapist?
At first, no. But then
When
I
did
kept
you find out?
kept hearing stories and kept hearing stories, and then eventually I found out.
Yeah. Did that make you uncomfortable, him being around your kids?
Yes, very.
Yeah, I gotta imagine, yeah, I'd be like, damn.
Yeah, it hurt when they got took from us.
Yeah. It had to be terrible getting your kids taken away for 90 days, right?
Yes.
Young mother, boom, kids taken away. That's got to be horrible. Let's find out. So we broke up your test into two parts, whether the incident that happened that you were convicted of, and then with your children. The first part is the girl that you were convicted of. We asked you, did you engage in any physical sexual contact with a minor child at any time for which you were convicted in 2009? You answered no. Did you enter the bedroom of a minor child and engage in physical sexual act with her? You answered no. Are you the person who committed the sexual acts on the minor child in which you were charged and convicted on in 2009? You answered no. The results came back the same to each one of those 3 questions, and it came back that Scotty did not tell the truth.
What? No! Trying to take my family away from me?
I don't care about you.
Well, hey.
Hold on. Two-part test. Hold on, 2-part test. Then we ask about your children. Did you ever engage in any inappropriate physical sexual acts with Stacy and Drew's youngest daughter for your own sexual gratification and pleasure? You answered no. Did you ever engage in any inappropriate physical sexual acts with Stacy and Drew's oldest daughter for your own sexual gratification and pleasure? You answered no. The results came back the same to each of those 2 questions, and it came back that Scotty told the truth.
Trying to tell y'all.
So am I still trying to pin you down?
At least one part of it's the truth. The other part's not even the truth.
Okay. Hey, Scotty, don't walk off. Come on. Here's the deal. I think you committed a terrible, heinous act 15 years ago, and you went to prison, and you got 8 years. Is that enough? That's not enough for me to decide, but that's what the judge or whoever decided that was good. You get out, now you got a wife, you got daughter-in-law, you got son-in-law, you got kids that look at you as grandfather, and you're not abusing them. Doing good. Maybe you're making the most out of your second chance. I think you did what you did back in 2009, and you went to prison and you got punished. Does it change anything for you?
No, not with that
You love
part.
him.
I love him, and, at the time, I believed him. I mean...
But now you believe her?
But yes.
Okay.
I'm just glad he passed for the kids.
Yeah. But, put it this way. That is a really good thing, because nobody wants their kids abused. But now me, as the former policeman who can never get that out of my blood, why take the chance that he's reformed? Hey, he gets a second chance. He's out. But around my kids, no way. Are you still unhappy with the results, Scotty?
Yeah.
You said we're doing the same thing as Dave. If I really wanted to sandbag you, wouldn't I say you're molesting his kids? I would do that, right? I'd say, man, this guy, let's get him. Let's get him. Let's put him back in prison. But we proved you're not touching anybody now, right?
No, and I didn't touch nobody back then either.
Well, if you want anybody to believe that story, you need to tweak it a little bit, okay? You need to stop telling that thing where you didn't see the judge and all that, because that, okay? Nobody is going to believe that. That's a lie. Okay. You ready to take your man and go live the rest of your life with him?
Yeah.
See ya. Nice meeting you.